and groom them to suit our corporate culture, then we've got, people for the future. So a lot of the companies that invest in talent hunting, they are willing to work with us on those.
And they always get the best.
And they always get the best because when you're here, you get to meet them. And if you feel you still haven't got enough, we can still get you more.
Okay.
Because the investment is that big. I mean,
exactly.
Even if they don't appear at the number of other companies, if you can see, we had over 30 companies in our career fair.
Okay.
And so all these companies are looking to place students.
Nothing but the best.
Why not come to the premium
university? Place some kind of pressure on you to always give nothing but the best?
Well, it does place pressure, but we are happy. We want Ghana to realize that we've got the best.
Sure.
So we also want to put our best foot forward. It helps with also our brand. And I'm very interested in the UG brand.
Okay.
So I want to make sure that we present the best so that when the story is being told, it's very positive. And it means companies are also more willing to...
From the companies based on the student that they picked?
Usually the ones that we presented, like we said, we'll screen them.
Okay.
We take them through the interviewing, them. So they might say, oh, they're University of Ghana students. But those are ones that probably haven't been prepared. They haven't got any clue about workplace ethics. So they might come and sit there and be on Facebook. They might come and sit there and be WhatsApping. But the ones that we've prepared, we let them know it's not allowed in the workplace to go and sit there and be on Facebook, for instance. So yes, you might get a few of those where they went directly. But the ones that we place, we make sure that we give you the best. So I don't think we've had much complaints, apart from probably the fact that some of them don't have the confidence that is expected in the workplace. But there again, I think that is more... it cuts across.
But I think even with that, industry has a role to play in preparing the student, because we are preparing them for industry.
Yes.
So I think that one shouldn't even be a problem for you, because it is their responsibility to also make sure that they groom them when they come there.
Yes.
To up them up to the level of maybe confidence that they want.
Yes, and I would say that the courses are just usually giving them the technical skills.
Sure.
You as an employer will need to train them on your specifics, on your corporate culture. A person might have a degree in banking and finance, for instance. You might employ them, but your particular trading skills that are required will expect you to groom them on. But as much as possible, we want students that can go in and contribute. And that's why we request that Corporate Ghana works with us, so that we are preparing them for you. So we want you to work with us so that we will make your work probably easier, because we worked with you already to prepare them while they were here. So when we release them out to you, to a large extent, they are able to fit in and contribute because you contributed in their grooming. And that's why we probably at your platform might send this message out. We are asking Corporate Ghana to help us groom our students for them. We cannot do it alone because we are not exactly sure what your requirements are. But if you let us know what your requirements are, what the trend is in your sector, in your industry out there, let us work on it so that we can prepare them for it.
So in a way, this is kind of addressing the skill mismatch.
I won't call it mismatch, maybe a gap, a skills gap, because there's a gap sometimes where the transition is from academia into industry. Sometimes it might not be exactly smooth because of the requirements of various industries. So if a student is being trained, usually they're being trained to contribute. But if you pick them, you need to do a bit of work on them to fit your specific industry or to fit your specific sector. And that's what we're talking about.
Great. So what has been your major challenge as a center, and what do you seek to achieve in the next 5 years?
The major challenge as a center, I'll look at two things. The first one is financial, because all these programs we run, because again we're a public institution, the government hasn't made available funds for these, so we have to go out there soliciting funding, and so that takes away some of the time that we could use to do other things. And sometimes maybe you might not readily get somebody to support and to sponsor, and so it puts a strain. And the second thing is about space. And so probably going forward, my biggest wish is to have a bigger center.
That's great.
A much more all-encompassing center with training rooms and seminar therapeutic rooms, so that when students come in, it's like a big hub where you can have all these services and there's enough room, maybe even a student area where they can come in and sit and do some work or read or work on the computers, you know, and do their research. So it's not going to be a library or anything, but just a center big enough
to accommodate
a lot of programs that we run. Our training program, our entrepreneurship program, we want an incubation center, for instance. So if that big center we have has an incubation center, students who are working on some of these projects can come in and work on their
I think this is a very beautiful vision, and I know it's possible to
I hope someone will build one for us. That's my dream for the next 5 years.
And that is possible if we closely work together on this. I know it will be possible.
That would be great.
You have the entire continent. Tell whoever you want to build a center for you.
I think there's some very good companies out there, not just in Ghana, but out there that have the resources to help us out. And it will be good for them to, you know, work with us and help us build on that. I think that the university has a good brand, and so we can be trusted. We have the credibility. And if there are companies out there who are looking to give back to their community, to invest, and they are not sure where the investment can go, we're looking for a building that supports the students. So like a student hub where all our support services will be involved, including our entrepreneurship center. We're also looking for an enterprise fund. We've started promoting an enterprise fund, and so we want to develop an enterprise fund so that when students come with brilliant ideas such as these, they can draw on the fund and run the business. With that, I think that's the biggest way we can reduce graduate unemployment, because if they have the business, they're able to employ themselves and able to employ some of their mates or some of the other people with less skills. And gradually, this helps take a lot more pressure of the already existing jobs, because there aren't that many available. Okay,
thank you very much.
Thank you.
What will be your final words to a student who has never visited the center?
A student who has never visited the center, our tagline at the center is your smart choice.
Okay.
And so what we're saying is, if you're going through the university for 4 years and not speaking to the careers and counseling center, you are not being smart about your choices. The reason being that if you have everything figured out, it helps sometimes to speak to the professionals. So it confirms what you've decided. It will help you put the necessary structures in place for you to achieve those career objectives that you set for yourself. Do speak to us, and I'm sure you'll be glad you did.
So thank you so much, Mrs. Bachman, for opening your center to us. And we know that anytime we walk in, you would gladly receive us and share with us something. All right, so thank you, and we are so much appreciated. Earlier, we had a discussion with the director of the Career and Counseling Center of the University of Ghana, Ghana's premier university, where we were looking at the basic things that happens here at the center, what was the rationale for setting up the center, and what has been the benefit students and the entire university has derived. Very interesting discussions, and for us to also know how the students have been experiencing services the final year, first year.
I'm in the final year.
What program are you reading?
Psychology.
Psychology. Is that why you love coming to the center?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, please.
So who introduced the center to you?
I found out on my own. I saw the flyer lying around and I got interested in the services they provide.
Okay. And so when you got in, how was the reception like? Were you received well?
Yeah,
tell us your experience. Feel free and share with us.
I was received, so I usually come here maybe after my class, before I go to my hall. I come here and then talk to them.
Okay. So what do you come here to do?
I just come to see the work they do and then get interested in like the things that are going on.
So what do they do, and what makes it exciting for you to visit after every lecture where you can go back to your bed and sleep?
Oh, I just liked the counseling services especially. They interact with students and help people to solve things.
Okay, so how many students patronize the center?
Oh, a lot of students, and some of them know about the center through like most of us because we work here. So if they have problems, they usually get in touch with us so that we can contact the center on their behalf.
Okay, so Mrs. Bachman, earlier in our interview with her, told career services where industries or companies come in, and they also provide in any of them.
Yes.
Which of them?
The career fair. I was there and then I sent my CV to some of the companies. I got a call from them.
Which company specifically?
Star Life Assurance.
Okay, so you did your internship there?
No, I didn't accept the offer.
Why?
Because there were other interesting offers around. Like,
okay, so per your experience or you visiting the center, you got to have a lot of options, perspective of how the center has been beneficial to her. What is your experience?
Mine has been very wonderful as a student of the University of Ghana. I'm currently in my level 400, my final year. And I've been with the center since level 200, volunteering and working with the center.